This comes up against an assumption that I think we make that, man, someone subscribed, that's a subscriber for life. That person's gonna be with me forever. They subscribe to my YouTube channel, we're probably gonna be closer than me and my spouse. My gosh, they're gonna care and hang on every single word that I ever say.
Hey, welcome back to the Think Media Podcast, the #1 podcast to help you grow your YouTube channel and then turn that YouTube channel into a high impact and a high profit online business. Man, I am so excited for today's episode because we're answering your questions. Did you know that on the community tab on YouTube, we post on there asking you what topics you would like us to cover? And today's topic actually comes from Artistically Me and Mr. Winner, and you're talking all about and asking questions about how do you revive your subscribers? Do you have a dead channel? Do you have dead subscribers? Are you wanting to reach your active subscribers? Well, in today's episode, we're gonna dive into all of that. Hey, I have a question for you also. Do you follow us on Instagram? Did you know we have an official Think Media Instagram? It's actually at official Think Media. You can take a screenshot right now and tag us and let us know what your aha moment is from today's episode. All right, well, let's not keep you waiting any longer and let's get into today's topic.
Fired up about this episode because I feel like defining these terms is really important. And so in a second, I'll share 5 tips on how to reach kind of your active subscribers or activate dormant subscribers. But let's start with dead subscribers. And the honest truth is, if your subscribers are dead, it's actually impossible to reach them because there's really 3 scenarios there, right? Number 1, they've lost interest. Like they just are subscribed, but they're just not paying attention anymore. That's probably a dead subscriber. Number 2, they lost their login and they are a subscriber, but they're not even in the YouTube app anymore with that account. So they're a number on your account, but they're not doing anything. And the 3rd scenario, if we're honest, is they literally died. It's kind of crazy, but over time, you think about like a subscriber that may have actually passed away. It's kind of a crazy thought. But again, regardless, it's technically impossible to reach dead subscribers. But the other way to look at this is, well, maybe they're not dead, maybe they're dormant, right? Just because they subbed, it just doesn't mean that they're actually easy to reach. One of the things we have to realize in 2021 and 2022 and 2023 is that just because someone clicks subscribe does not in any way guarantee that your content is going to reach them. In fact, here at Think Media, we've discovered that consumption is greater than subscription. Like actually people vote with their minutes more than they vote with their sub button. I don't know about you. Maybe you've subscribed to a channel, you scroll through your subscription feed, but if you're not clicking on their videos, you're not actually really voting with your time, which is the biggest metric. Minutes matter most. So actually when you consume someone's content, it's actually more powerful than a subscription. In fact, a lot of people will maybe be an active, passionate fan viewer of yours, and they may never subscribe. Why is this? It's because they're watching so many of your videos are just showing up on their homepage, being suggested to you. You never click the subscribe button, but that person feels like they're just having your videos pushed to them. And so it's interesting that subscribers, we really think, are in a way less valuable than they once were because consumption is greater than subscription. And there's really a bunch of different categories that I think we'll go into some tips here, but I think about answering this question, you have to say, okay, when it comes to my sub count, and let us know, how many subs do you have? Are you just starting? Do you have 1,000? Do you have 10,000? At Think Media, we're on our way to 1.8 million. But here's the other thing, is that's taken 10 years to grow the channel that large. And out of those 1.8 million, here's some different categories of where our subscribers fall into. Number 1, they're dead, right? They're completely inactive. Number 2, they're dormant. We would love to find a way to reactivate them. Number 3, they're casual, like they're kind of a Think Media fan, but they're on the fringes. And this would be true for your channel as well. Number 4, they're committed. Like they're committed subscribers. They're diehard. They want to watch almost every video you post. And number 5, they're viewers that don't know how to sub, right? Like there's people, like my parents don't know how to subscribe to channels, but they told me recently that they now have favorite YouTubers, which is this singing married couple that sings classic songs in a car together when their kids are sleeping in different outfits. Like my parents are into YouTube, but they're not like subscribing. They didn't create an account. They're viewers that don't know how to subscribe, but they love your content. So ultimately, let's get into some practical tactics here. How do you actually reach your active subscribers or the people that clicked the subscription button, number one, ask yourself, why did they subscribe in the first place? Why did they subscribe in the first place? Your goal would be to recover the topics that they clicked on to subscribe in the first place. And this first point is crucial, and this can kill a lot of channels. One of the things you can do if you've been on YouTube for a while is go into your analytics. Look at your real-time views. That's views that have happened in the last 60 minutes and in the last 2 days. You might see that you've got a video or 2 or 3 that just keeps getting views. Maybe it gets views literally every hour. But what happens to a lot of people that we coach and a lot of people that we encourage here at Think Media is we sometimes go to their YouTube channel. Maybe today they're making content that's all about Jeeps, and they're talking about Jeep tires and how to, deck out your Jeep engine and how to off-road and all this kind of stuff. But a couple years ago, they made a video about like firearms or something. And there's like this video about like how to clean your shotgun. And that one video is getting all kinds of subscribers. It's driving all the views, it's driving all the subscribers. But the problem is, the people who are clicking subscribe, what kind of content would they want? They would want more maybe firearm or hunting content. And they don't care about your Jeep content. So you got to ask yourself, why did the subscribers subscribe in the first place? And maybe one of the reasons why you're not reaching them is because your videos aren't even really being shown or distributed to them because you are not uploading videos that they originally subscribed for. We say this a lot. Never upload a video your subscribers didn't subscribe for. That's actually, in our opinion, a YouTube law, a YouTube rule. Now, rules are maybe sometimes made to be broken, but you need to know the rules. Like we understand that if we upload an Adobe Premiere tutorial, which is video editing software on Think Media, that the people who subscribe for the Final Cut tutorials are probably not going to switch software, so they're not going to want to click on that video. So we understand that usually when we go really niche like that and teach on a specific software, the video doesn't do great in terms of click-through rate and average view duration, or really click-through rate, because that's not relevant for everybody. However, our strategy is in the long term, that video will find its way to the people who are interested in it. But nevertheless, we recognize that, we're not reaching our active subscribers, or we're not, oh my gosh, I have so many subscribers, but they're not seeing this video. Is that video what they subscribed for in the first place? And can you recover the topics that your current subscribers want to watch the most? Number 2, try to increase your click-through rate and your average view duration. This is how YouTube works. Once you have some subscribers, it's actually a good thing, but it can be dangerous. Because what YouTube does is it says, okay, these 1,000 people have subscribed to your channel. They want to watch your content. They've at least raised their hand to have a chance of seeing your content first. So what the YouTube algorithm will do is you upload a new video and it will show it to some of your subscribers. It might test that video on their homepage because everyone's homepage is different, right? When you log into YouTube on your phone or your desktop, it might test the video there. So it shows that video to a portion of your subscribers. Next question. If none of your subscribers click on it, not only will YouTube not show it to more of your subscribers, but it probably won't reach beyond a small pool of viewers. Secondly, maybe everybody clicks on it, so it has a high click-through rate. Like, wow, your subscribers want to see this. So people who are like your subscribers, and YouTube studies that, will also be shown that video. But then ultimately, people drop off. They're like, this isn't what I thought it was. It was clickbait. And so that's the view duration, the minutes, the watch time. That's not very good either. So the video gets killed once it gets launched. The flip side, you upload a new video and people, your subscribers are super pumped. They click on it like crazy. People who are like your subscribers, again, YouTube studying everybody, they start being shown the video. They're interested too. That thumbnail, that title gets their interest. They click on it like crazy. And the content is so engaging and it holds people's attention for 50%, 60, 70, all the way to the end of the video. And they keep showing it to new people and it keeps getting viewed and clicked on. Well, then that is how that video gets spread, not just to your subscribers, but also to people who are unsubscribed or not subscribed to your channel, and they may become subscribers or they just may consume that one video. And that's kind of the recipe for a viral video. And it comes back down to those two metrics of click-through rate and average view duration. Biggest way to do that is your title, topic, and your thumbnails. And we've covered that in other episodes. So make sure you're definitely subscribed to the podcast. Make sure you're subscribed to the Think Media main channel. And we have other trainings on that. But click-through rate and average view duration are going to be the levers that are going to help you reach your current subscriber base. Number 3, encourage viewers to turn on notifications. One of the ways to reach your subscribers is, even the reason there is notifications is as YouTube gets more crowded and there are more channels and there are more opportunities and more things for people to watch, notifications becomes that extra switch. 12 years ago on YouTube, just a subscription maybe meant you were going to reach a large percentage of your subscribers. Well, every year on social, it gets a little more crowded and organic reach typically goes down. YouTube's a little bit different because when you really have a video pop off with click-through rate and average view duration, you can break through even if you're a brand new creator. It's a very special platform. But typically, for that day-to-day content, that day-to-day grind where you're putting out videos and just trying to reach your core audience, it's harder if they're just subscribed. So if you could say, hey, turn on, ring the bell, turn on notifications, that's an extra level of distribution to your most passionate fans that may want to make sure they don't miss your content. And one thing to consider is actually educating your audience about what notifications are. How do they even work? If people don't have push notifications on their phone, well, they're not going to see that. If they don't check their email, they're not going to see that. A lot of times notifications are in-app notifications, and we won't go into it here. But if you're already like, I don't even know how notifications work, then your audience probably definitely doesn't know how notifications work. And so think about slowing down a little bit and trying to educate your core audience to say, hey, if you really want to make sure you don't miss any of our content, turn on notifications, which I want to encourage you. If you're on YouTube, it might be a good time to ring the bell on the Think Media podcast channel and turn on notifications so that you don't miss any of our podcasts or the YouTube Made Simple show with Heather or the Coffee with Cannell live show that I do. We're here to serve you, help you win on YouTube. And so if you don't want to miss anything, ring the bell. Number 4, find ways to communicate with core viewers off of YouTube. One of the best things you could do is, of course, grow on YouTube, but never depend on YouTube. That's why at Think Media, we have an email list. It's another way to communicate with you, to get you information, to give you a summary every week of the videos that have come out across our channels. So all in one place, you can maybe pick out a video you missed on a topic you're interested in. This is why we are building a text message list. This is why we do, at the stage we're at now, diversify into social media. This is why we want to be able to, again, find other ways to communicate with you, because we realize we cannot control the YouTube algorithm. What I would encourage you is don't try to grow everywhere all at once. Don't try to grow a text message list, a messenger bot list, which is like Facebook Messenger bots or Instagram message, an email list, like all these different things. It could be a distraction, and there's a lot of kind of a technical side and a maintenance side to it. But keep in mind that as Think Media continues to evolve and as we've hired team, we have said, of course, we want to focus on YouTube subscriptions, but we got to diversify. We can't control any of the platforms. So we want to have those communication channels diversified. And if you would call your subscribers active, that's for them to decide. How active do they want to be? How much information do they really want? If they really don't want to miss anything, give people opportunities to maybe join your text message list. We use a service called Community to join your email list. We are probably switching recently, but we just use Kajabi, which hosts our online courses. We just use their email management software. It's called a CRM is another term for it. Customer Relationships Manager. There's other terms for it. And so find one of those as a step. Maybe that's not your next step, building your YouTube business today, but think about that in your journey of finding ways to keep up communications with your community. And then number 5, lastly, reach new subscribers. What do I do about my dead subscribers? How do I reach my active subscribers? Another thing to focus on is reaching new subscribers. What's interesting is in business, there's something called customer attrition. Customer attrition is the loss of customers by a business. Most customers of any given business will not remain active customers indefinitely. This comes up against an assumption that I think we make that Man, someone subscribed, that's a subscriber for life. That person's going to be with me forever. They subscribe to my YouTube channel, we're probably going to be closer than me and my spouse. My gosh, they're going to care and hang on every single word that I ever say. That person clicks subscribed, I can depend on them to buy my book, watch my videos, attend my live streams. I wouldn't be surprised if they're rearranging their entire life around me. Like that subscriber, they're probably coming to my son's birthday party like that. And of course that sounds extreme, but sometimes that's the assumption we have. Like, people are a lot more casual than we think. Like, think about your behavior. You click subscribe, you didn't like enter into a covenantal relationship with that channel. Like, you're like, I don't know, maybe I want to watch some of their videos in the future. And so I think we need to be aware as YouTube entrepreneurs that customer attrition will happen, viewer attrition will happen, and that people are going to go through seasons of life. And I think that also can really help you with maybe your identity or your feeling like if you're doing something wrong. Sure, there's things for you to improve, but some things are completely out of your control. They just lost interest. It wasn't anything you did. They decided they didn't want to be into Jeeps anymore. They sold the Jeep. They're not going to be into Jeeps anymore. And you know what they might have done? They didn't click unsubscribe. They keep swiping past and they're like, sold my Jeep, miss it, but I don't care now. And so now you have this subscriber that's never clicking on your videos because their life changed. And so we have to understand this idea of what's actually called in business disappearing customers. There's other names for it: customer attrition, customer churn, customer turnover, customer cancellation, and customer defection. It's all the same idea. And I think that if we wrap our head around that, it's like, okay, there's going to be a percentage of my audience always that's sort of leaving the back door. There's going to be a percentage of my subscribers always that's going from active to inactive. I want to do my best to keep people engaged, but I can't take full responsibility for that. It's just going to be a fact of life. Now listen to this. The average American company will lose 23% to 30% of its customers each year due to a lack of customer loyalty. So don't get this out of context. This is not a YouTube stat, but I think it's a metric that we could correlate to say this, that literally like that here's what I would tell the Think Media team. Every year, we're going to lose 30% of our subscribers or people that want to be a part of even our deeper programs just because people are moving on. They're doing something else. So if we have 1,000 subscribers every year, 300 of our current subscribers, it's probably a good metric. It could be lower, it could be higher, depends on the niche, but ultimately are becoming disengaged out of no fault of our own, right? They find somebody else to follow, whatever it is. Therefore, you have to have a commitment to reaching new subscribers. You have to have a commitment to reaching new viewers. And of course, we cover how do you get views? How do you get subscribers? We cover that here on the podcast and in so many other areas in Think Media. That's our mission, is to help you grow your YouTube channel and, around that, a business that's profitable and sustainable. And so consider not worrying too much necessarily about, my current subscribers, but also always having kind of a 1-2 punch of thinking, all right, it also needs to be about new growth, new expansion, what video ideas, what topics, what next innovative campaign could I lean into to reach new people? As we land the plane, a couple questions for you. What topics would interest the largest percent of your current subscribers? Like, what topics would reach the largest percent of your current subscribers as opposed to something niche that only might hit a few of them? That's going to help you activate your subscribers. Second question, keep getting 1% better at click-through rate and average view duration. That's an art form. It's kind of a moving target. Keep getting better. Titles, thumbnails, content, and make sure you stay linked with us here at Think Media. We're here to help. And then the last question, what video could you make to attract new subscribers? Do you have any ideas? If you didn't just think about reaching, here's what my fans, my viewers, my audience wants from me. What if you think wider than that? And if you think about expansion, what's the next innovative video idea that could actually help you grow your channel and actually, think about this, reach fresh subscribers? Because your most recent subscriber is probably your most engaged subscriber. They just found you. They're hungry. They want more content. The future is forward. Don't always be looking backwards in terms of like, how do I reactivate those? And I've evolved my brand so much over the years. If they just click subscribe, They're subscribing in the now. They're subscribing for what's freshly happening in your brand and your channel now. So lean into that with your next innovative video idea.
Wow, that episode was fire, and I hope you got your next step. So my question to you is, what is your next step? What do you need to do right now if you have dead subscribers or you want to reach your active subscribers? I want to thank the two people from the Think Media community who submitted that question and say, if you would like to be featured on the show, all you have to do is just answer a question on our community tab on Twitter or on our Instagram. That's right. We are asking questions over on Instagram, and you can find us at Official Think Media. All right. Well, this episode is also brought to you by our Think Masterclass. We have so many new listeners and so many people that don't actually know that we have a deeper training that is actually not on YouTube. It's about YouTube, but you can't find it on YouTube. You have to go to thinkmasterclass.com and you'll get a free 1-hour class from Sean Cannell where he dives into the 3 secrets of YouTube success. That's right. You want to make sure you go there, take an hour and watch that free class. And at the end of that class, we give you an opportunity to join us deeper in one of our programs. Well, my name's Heather Torres, and thank you so much for listening to today's episode, and we'll catch you on the next one. Bye.